Hey guys, it's MachtiSonni for CardRunners. Today I have a live video playing $15 9-man Hyper Turbos. And I'm gonna start now. Easy call on table 2 with ace queen offsuit against anyone, obviously. Also calling ace 4 suited plus ace 7 offsuit, king queen suited, stuff like that. But this guy is playing 15-13, which means that he doesn't really shove that often. And it turns out that it's impossible to win a flip for me today, so we keep busting out, but that's fine, that's poker. And when you play hyper turbos, whether it's 9-man hypers or 6-max hypers, you really have to be okay with variance because the stacks are shallow, there's antes in play all the time, so the variance is going to hit you and it's going to be there. So you just have to be okay with it. Meanwhile, we have an interesting flop on table 1, and then we have second pair top kicker on a board that both villains hit rather often. We have a very loose passive recreational player on the small blind, and I'm thinking whether I'm checking back or making a small C bet. I decided to go for the C bet just to charge their draws. I will get calls from worst 10x as well. I'll get one call from pocket pairs from at least this guy as well. Infantry 5-2-3 has a high fold versus C bet, so I don't expect him to continue with anything. Well, I don't expect him to call with pocket pairs anymore, but I think he's actually 3-bet shoving them pre-flop, so he doesn't have any of those in his range. But we do take the pot down with a C bet, so that's all good. Here, it's the reg infantry 5-2-3, so I decide to get tricky and make a small 3-bet. I basically do it because I want to induce as many shoves, 4-bet shoves from him as possible. Alpha HUD has a pretty cool feature. It shows a stamp of how often he folds versus small 3-bets. And it's this little box here. And yeah, this is infantry 5-2-3's stats from another table. It means that he doesn't fold very often versus these small 3-bets. And it means that there's a chance then that he shoves over with, for example, all pairs. And that's exactly what I want to happen with pocket jacks. So I opt to go for a small 3-bet. Obviously, I could shove as well, but I really don't want those small pocket pairs to fold versus a 3-bet shove when I could potentially get them to shove over a small 3-bet as well. If this is green, then there's very little added value in making a small 3-bet. Then it might actually be better to flat and cash in his high C betting frequency, for example. As it goes, he waits for a while. Probably is playing in a lot of tables, basically every single table of these. So he's a fairly solid player. I play against him a lot. And note that it doesn't matter what we do when he has ace king, because we're stacking off anyway. Like if we shove, he's calling, and if we 3-bet small, he's shoving over. So versus this very hand, it doesn't matter at all what we do here. The result is going to be the same. Probably going to end up all in pre-flop anyway. But we're doing this move to maximize profit versus his range. We never play against whole cards. We always play against range, and we want to maximize our profits versus a range, not versus a hand. Versus a hand doesn't exist. Versus a range is everything.